All right, everybody. Kill 2 and Angel Hunt about to bring you expert commentary on the last quarterfinal match of Alliance Tournament 8. We have Pandemic Legion on the left versus Atlas Alliance on your right. Pandemic Legion have brought their bomber setup, 2 Claymores, a Curse, a Hugin, a Scimitar, 3 Manticores, and 2 Nemesis.
And for Atlas Alliance, we have 3 Proteai, an Eos, no Neros, 3 Ishkars, and 2 Kitsune.
I've taken a look here that, well, first of all, Atlas coming close on the beacon. I was looking to see if any of these Proteus were set up to do anything funny, and it doesn't look like it. So I think you said they fielded this setup earlier in the tournament, Angel?
This is very similar to things that they have fielded, if not ship per ship. It looks like a close-range Proteus blaster fit. Nothing funny about it, I don't believe. This is something that PL didn't really have to practice much with, which is fortunate, as they've been sort of stuck in their station on the test server. This is something that they've won quite often. Very effective setup we've seen, and I don't believe Atlas has much of a chance. If they don't survive that first bomb wave, this is going to be over real quick.
And we do have the go in local, so the match is underway. One thing we talked about a lot, well, I'm going to stop right there because all 5 bombs are in the air. And like we talked about, micro-warping towards the bombs, not a good idea, Atlas. So we are about to get, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not that bad, actually. Drones weren't in the air, so they didn't lose those. They lost a lot of shields, but only one Ishkar really taking much armor damage, so they avoided that problem. And one thing, well, that Ishkar goes down, so now the rest of the PL damage getting applied. It looks like they're going to go for the Ishkars first. A lot of damps on the field. We've been talking all tournament about damps. Both teams should have a significant amount, especially PL on all those bombers. Not even a bit of damage. A tiny sliver on the PL Scimitar, but a second Ishkar going down pretty fast now for Atlas.
It wasn't the worst bombing run I've ever seen. Definitely wasn't as bad as Dystopia's in the last match. It seemed to have been just enough to frazzle Jay Johnson, the Oneros of Atlas Alliance, into quickly losing 2 ships. The damage being spread all over the place. Atlas unsure of where the next volley and massive influx of damage would come into. The third Ishkar now going down. I don't believe those Kitsune are going to last much longer. The Oneros at this point seemingly wholly ineffectual.
That Scimitar is taking, a sort of significant amount of damage compared to what PL usually takes in matches. So I guess good job to Atlas for that, but it's not going to make too much of a difference. The Scimitar is not tackled. I think maybe the Ishkars had him held down for a second, but with all of them out of the way, the Proteus definitely aren't close enough. So Scimitar moving away now, and the Proteus really need to be very close to really have a big effect.
Interestingly, the Eos seems to be right on top of one of the PL Claymores, an interesting target for Atlas. I'm not really sure how useful that's going to be. I believe he would be served much better on Glenn of Pandemic Legion. We're seeing a ton of damage coming into him. He's a huge target. Maybe not the most crucial target still left on the field, but I don't believe that Oneros is very effective at all.
So, I was saying they didn't have a tackle, and I don't know if one of the Ishkars did have a tackle before it went down, but it looks to me like almost 100% of the damage the Scimitar is taking is coming from damaged drones that are chasing the Scimitar around the field. He's moving about 800. I think that's probably an afterburner fit. Not enough to keep him away from the drones completely, but he probably it won't matter. They're going for the Eos next. He's at half armor already, and the Hugin able to control the Proteus's range. So really the drone's the only thing doing damage at this point, and they're just not enough. I mean, you just can't win a match with the drones from only 4 ships when the other team has everything left on the field.
Even if that Scimitar were to die, I don't believe those Proteai will be able to track the Manticores at the range that they are at the moment. I don't think Pandemic Legion is in any fear of losing. And we just see a Smart Bomb go off from, I didn't see what ship it was, eliminating a large number of damage drones.
Yeah, that entire drone mob that was, speaking of adjectives for drone groups, mobs, grips, swarms is what Veron's always used, so there you go. This Scimitar actually webbed now, caught by all 3 Proteus. I said they were being controlled by the Hugins, but they're actually not. Only one of them webbed right now. So they are going to bring that Scimitar down for sure. The EO's still tanking pretty good, and they've actually switched a lot of the damage over to the Oneros, who's at half armor. So PL losing a Scimitar means Stauffer doesn't have to kiss anyone today.
and that is certainly a shame. But lucky for Stoffer.
Yeah, Soundwave, that is. His name is Soundwave.
Yes, yes.
So this EOS now in structure going down. There goes the command ship. The Oneros shouldn't be far behind. With the Scimitar out of the way, these Proteus are able to put damage on the stealth bombers. And that, like I said, is something we haven't seen happen to PL so far. The Oneros down now. So it'll be kind of a race here, I guess, to see if the Proteus can get anything done before they go down. One Manticore about to drop.
I'm surprised at how close the PL bombers are. Really on the edge of the Proteus's effective range. I'd like to see Atlas go after the Hugin next, as it's really one of their major issues in this fight. Atlas must control range now.
Yeah, Atlas is going to have a very hard time with that. You know, they've got the PL Hugin there keeping these Proteus webbed in place. If all of those damage drones did die, I'm trying to look around the field to see if there's very many drones left on the field at all for Atlas, because that would really be their best bet. The stealth bombers all moving at a comfortable 800 or 900. The Proteus all webbed and sitting in place for the most part. One of them climbing up to about 300. Wow, a lot of damage being taken to Atlas Proteus, the first one now below half armor. They're really just not going to be able to catch up to put damage on the PL bombers. Really, they were pretty close in this match. If they could have gotten that Scimitar down, you know, maybe a minute or two earlier, it may have been a very different story, but the way it worked out, I just don't think Atlas has enough time to get around and kill any of this DPS off before the match ends, before they run out of ships.
I don't think so at all.
Yeah.
I think PL at this point is in a comfortable stage. They should be able to execute this relatively easily. They may lose a bomber. The control in this Claymore looking a little bit shaky. But I don't think there's much risk at this point. I believe he's taking some damage, perhaps from smart bombs,
wow.
Perhaps from just blasting.
Perhaps from two Proteuses sitting on top of him.
Wow, he is right on top of him. That is an impressive amount of damage these Proteuses have, especially on larger targets that they can track.
That's funny. I'm surprised this other Claymore isn't like, maybe I should leave from sitting right next to this guy. And then Nemesis actually taking a bunch of damage now too. Some drones possibly caught up with him, or maybe a Proteus. I'm going to go look.
It's
he's
interesting.
down already, so I won't be able to find out. One Manicore at low shields too. I don't know why this Claymore hasn't gotten finished off yet. But man, it's just not going to be enough. That second Proteus now below a third armor.
Could we see a hero Proteus?
Well, the reason I wasn't wanting to jump to conclusions about what was going to happen at the end of this match is I believe the last time Atlas brought the Proteuses is when they had a very close match with a lot of back and forth like this, where there was only a couple Proteus left on the field, and they did actually pull it out. I can't remember who that was against, but they knocked someone out with that match.
That was the first weekend, wasn't it?
It was first or the second weekend, I don't remember. But that I remember that, and I didn't want to count them out too early. Still, I just don't think they have enough time. A Manticore going down now, as the Proteus does. So one Proteus left who can't move because there is a Hugin in the match. Yeah, it's not going to happen, but I think that it came really close to happening here for Atlas. Which
Atlas really bloodies the nose of Pandemic Legion.
Yeah, that would have been such an amazing upset, and they got close, but just not quite enough.
They were almost there. This is something maybe Pandemic Legion felt confident bringing once again, something that has been incredibly effective in the past, has won them, I believe, 2 tournaments.
Well, they've switched it up, too, you know. I mean, we've talked tons, well, I don't know. I feel like it's something that needs to be talked about. What comes with the top of these bomber setups. We always typically see 5 bombers in a logistics, but what you bring with that varies a lot from team to team and from match to match. And 2 Claymores, something we definitely haven't seen so far. PL likes curses a lot. They brought the curse with this setup. We haven't seen that with every team that brings bombers, and so. And this setup has changed. The bomber setups they won with in past tournaments, I don't think were necessarily this exact configuration, but
the
very
theory
similar.
may have been very similar behind it. And Atlas really putting on a huge spurt of energy at the end, but it wasn't enough. It was interesting. They were using medium Tech 2 drones at the beginning of the match, really, which were unable to catch up to that Scimitar.
Another Nemesis down. So somehow a Proteus who cannot move, has no cap, and cannot track.
Think this is drama?
Is killing bombers one by one.
You think this is drama by Pandemic Legion trying to troll us all?
No, I don't. I think it's really like, well, I don't know. I guess they could kill this flight of light drones that's doing so much damage if they were really worried about it, but it's still kind of funny to me that they're not. It looks like those drones have now moved to the PL Claymore that's left on the field. I don't know if he's going to go down, but
They're Warrior 2s.
They are. They're absolutely Warrior 2s.
I don't think that's enough damage really to break the Claymore. Although it is.
I'm not going to put it past Atlas in this Proteus. They can do anything they want.
I agree with you. This Proteus could really very well be Claw in disguise.
Could be. So, yeah, he's entering structure now. Yeah, PL continuing to show their dominance in the tournament, although right here maybe giving everybody a little hope that they aren't the invincible tournament behemoth that we make them out to be.
Absolutely. They have been viewed as sort of like a mythical beast. Maybe the other mythical beasts in here, Hydra, will be able to take them down, or a giant robot, or scary Russians. This is going to be a very interesting next round after the break.
Absolutely. It's going to be an awesome set of semis. That Proteus in structure now. The damage got so weak by the end of this match on PL's side. It really took quite a while, but there he goes. So we have Pandemic Legion moving on to the semifinals and back to the studio.